Well, continuing coverage at 5:45. After spending nearly 2 years off the wrestling mat, Ohio State wrestler Sasso made his big return in November. But his time back would be short-lived. Sasso's injuries from a shooting back in August of 2023 cutting his career short. Carjackers sending him to the hospital for 41 days. And despite all of this trauma, Sasso says he's come to grips with the new future forced upon him.
Before each match, you would go out of this tunnel. What are the emotions knowing that you won't be running out there as a wrestler again?
You know, I'm all right with that. I can live with that because I won a lot of matches here. So I'm okay with that. It was fun while it lasted, though.
Boy, very mature. Sammy staying positive during such a huge shift in his life.
Yes, and Nicole Sharon sat down with the wrestler to really reflect on his decision of stepping away from the sport.
You know, my first match out, it was evident that there was damage to my leg. And I was just skilled enough in other positions that I could get away beating, you know, guys ranked 30th and 25th, and competitive with the top 10 guys, but just not at the level that I needed to be to win.
17 years of competing and winning at a high level. But for the four-time All-American, it was now time to call it a career.
We were watching his season, and I would say that he had 100% of his will. We shoot to kill, like he just kill in his eyes, always. That never wavered, his deep desire to win, but he just couldn't move the way he was accustomed to moving.
He was no longer the wrestler he wanted to be.
Me not being the best version of Sammy Sasso that there is, I felt somebody else may be able to do a better job. I just felt like in my best interest, it wasn't necessary for me. You know, I've been to 4 Big Ten championships. I made the finals every year. I didn't want to be remembered as, you know, taking 7th or what have you.
But now he's wrestling with giving up his sport while wanting to give back.
That's just how life is, you know. Sometimes things happen and you might not know why in the moment, but you know, there's a bigger picture ahead.
And for Sammy, that's coaching.
As great as his competitive career has been, it wouldn't surprise me if his coaching career didn't go as well, if not better.
You prove to everyone that nothing's impossible. You make an incredible comeback. You face adversity. How do you hope that that legacy lives on forever, even though you may not be out there on the mat anymore?
In some ways, I wish that I could have kept competing, and in other ways that I'm glad that I was able to have such an impact on people. If my story can just help a few people build the courage that they need to go out there and compete to the best of their ability, well, then that's pretty cool.
He's, you know, one of those guys that as you move through your life, you don't forget. I think Sasso, he's born to wrestle and born to coach, born to be around the sport. He'll be in it for a while.
A tragedy may have forced him off the mat, but a coaching career will keep him on it.
The Buckeyes with 10 wrestlers qualifying for the NCAA tournament. Now, Sammy may not be one of them, but he's still very much around the program, helping his teammates get ready to perform on college wrestling's biggest stage. And that right there says it all. He's around this program. He can't wrestle on the mat anymore, but now he wants to give back and have another guy fill his spot who he knows can do a great job.
And his presence will be so strong.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, just he's inspirational and his words of wisdom. So he's
I like that guy.
I do too. And
you know, he's just mature for his age and not bitter, and you know, stepping aside for the, you know, he knows that he's reached his, you know, plateau, but step aside for the team.
Absolutely.
You know?
And he told me, he said, I'm content with this decision.
Yeah.
Coaching is his next journey, and he's ready for that new adventure.
Well,
Once a
good for
Buckeye,
him.
always a Buckeye.